Sorry about your dad's passing. What was it like to come back and play that same week?
Man, it was emotional. He passed away that Monday morning, and then I was actually just going back because his birthday was actually on Wednesday, so I was just kind of going back for the weekend, going to surprise my home, and then just right when I went there, everything just kind of went downhill. But for me to be there, it was actually just like, it was really crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was almost kind of meant to be. So for me to be there and have to be there for my whole family and everything, it was kind of an awesome situation. Out of a bad situation, but it was good for me to be there. Then coming back for the game, it was emotional. But the team rallied around me, and it was great to have you guys with me. So
was that kind of a tribute to him playing in that game and then the rest of the season?
Yeah, for sure. At the beginning of my season, I switched my number over to 77. I'm trainer for Boss, just dedicated for the year he was born in 1977. But to go out there and just dedicate that game and the whole season, especially just for him, that's what I wanted to do. So.
What was your teammates' reaction when they saw you back?
They were all happy to see me. It almost kind of distracted me in a good way, just being back with just my normal schedule, just with them, and it was really nice just to have all the dudes around me and all the coaches, good energy around me, and we went out and we did what we had to do. So.
Seems like as a line, you guys have really kind of come together the second half of this season, and last week got to really show what you can do. Josh Kelly gets 289. What was that like to see that, be part of that?
It was awesome to be a part of that. It's all over the film. You watch him. It's awesome blocking for a dude like that, because you know how good of a guy he is on and off the field, and blocking for a back that's even though the hole might not be there, he's still going to fight and scratch and claw for every inch. So you want to block for dudes like that, and so that's a big thing. And us as a O-line, we're just trying to get better each week, no matter the outcome of the game. just coming out here to the week and just working hard each day.
And you got this guy over here back for 16 snaps. I think.
Yep.
What did that mean to have him fight through that?
Yeah, Murph's my boy, man. And having him back, he brings a great energy, to the offensive line. So he's an experienced dude. He's been around the game for a while, and having his energy, having him around it's always great. So.
I know you guys can't control what opponents you get every week, what the schedule is going to be like, but is it nice at all to have USC and Stanford at the end of the season, your crosstown rival, and then a team that you haven't got a chance to beat, finishing the season off, potentially ending that streak? Yeah,
I mean, since I've been here, we haven't got a chance to beat them. So, that's always in the back of my mind, having, SC and Stanford. That's always in the back of my mind to getting that win. So having them at the back end of the season, it kind of makes you almost want to lock in more instead of drifting out, because it's hard, these, like, towards the end of the year, for everyone, you get a little banged up, you get focus out there, but to have them at the end of the season knowing that I've never beat them, it makes me just want to go out here and work even harder. So.
Do you feel a new energy at practice after that win versus USC?
Oh yeah,
everyone's kind of uplifted a little bit.
For sure, yeah. They've been on the schedule. We know what type of rivalry it is, so it brings a certain amount of juice, especially towards Stanford and SC. We got that juice at practice, for those two games. So.
You thought about whether this might be your last game at the Rose Bowl on Saturday?
I'm just waiting for after the season. I haven't made any decisions. We still got a game left, and I'm just focused on that right now. So.
Will you be all finished with all of your classes by the time like June comes around and stuff like that?
Yeah, by June I'd be finished with all my classes. Cool, thank you.
Thanks. What was it like to be back out there?
Man, it's phenomenal. Wow, what an experience that was. There was 3 games that really stood out in my mind when I transferred here. The OU game was a good one. I missed the Oregon game, and so I was just really excited to be able to come back for this USC game and bring that victory belt back home. It was a phenomenal experience, great crowd, great emotional roller coaster all game, so you can't really ask for anything more.
What was the procedure you had, and what was the timeline at that time?
Okay, so I ended up, it'd be almost 4 weeks on the day I had meniscus surgery on the same knee. It just ended up going in, taking out more cartilage. But the doc gave me a green light to come back as soon as I felt comfortable, and just so happened to be the best game of the year.
Was there a timeline? Did you exceed your timeline, or?
I mean, it's all comfort. Structurally, my knee's fantastic. The doctor did a great job going in there and smoothing out that cartilage and getting me ready to play. So it just came to when did I feel comfortable, got there and play. Now, obviously, I didn't play all game. I played, I think it was 18 snaps, 17 snaps. So the fact that coach was able to get me in and rotate and get back into the speed of everything. There's no doubt I had a lot of mistakes, but I'm looking forward to get those corrected and moving on to Stanford.
How did it feel, this rivalry, compared to, I don't know who Texas Tech's main rival was,
Yeah.
It's like everybody, but how did this feel rivalry game-wise?
Man, well, actually, I've never ended up beating a rival where I played it. We had beat Texas. Patrick Mahomes had gone in and beat Texas in Texas, and I was there for that game. That was a phenomenal game. But being able to be in a historic game like this, wow! I mean, there's nothing like it.
Was it getting pretty heated out there?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in there a lot, but from what Jake and Chris was telling me, it's an emotional game for the guys that are out here in California and grew up literally streets apart. So you could see the emotion rising and falling as the game went on.
Were you there when the punch play happened?
No, but I'm really proud of my buddy Chris. He really, I know when I was a freshman that I did get ejected, I guess a couple years ago. So the fact that Chris could keep his composure and really benefit the team that way, because I mean that was a huge play for us. So I'm really proud of Chris for that.
Did that inspire all of you guys? Because basically one of your teammates took a shot like
Right.
that.
Yeah, I mean it definitely did. I got hyped whenever Chris came up and told me. He goes, "Hey man, I got punched in the chin." I was like, well, man, it's going to be one of those kind of games. So I think it really got him focused and brought the aggressiveness out of him, which was really good to see.
It seemed like discipline was kind of like a theme of the game. Like you guys were very disciplined and reserved, because when USC was dancing on the field after the third quarter, you guys didn't get provoked by that.
Right.
Is that kind of become one of the qualities of this team? Is
Oh,
not getting
no
into
doubt.
things like that?
No doubt. Coach Kelly he's a real discipline-first guy. Really, this whole program from top to bottom, I think, is disciplined. Man, it's a one of a kind, and I think that discipline's creating a great foundation to go win a lot of games in the future.
Seems like you guys had a lot of pulling action on running plays against USC. Was that something you guys saw, like maybe speed advantage toward the edge?
Right. Well, you have to ask the coaches about that. They tell us what to run, and we go out there and do it. But we had a great scheme, obviously, with Josh Kelly getting 280-plus yards on the ground. Scheme-wise, everything kind of clicked. So I'm really happy with how that turned out, and I'm looking forward to Stanford.
What have your teammates told you about Stanford? I know coming in, you saw USC rivalry kind of from afar, but what have they told you about the Stanford matchup?
Right. Kind of what you heard earlier. Dre hasn't beat him, so obviously I've had a couple I guess games at Tech where we hadn't beat them. So I know the feeling of wanting to go out there and say, hey, you know, on this season I got them. So to be able to say they didn't sweep me my whole college career, that's a great feeling, and I know there's a rivalry. I mean, California in-state rivalries are fantastic. I know I've had plenty of them in Texas, so I know the emotions that go with that.
Are you going to petition for another year of eligibility?
Yes, right now we have a waiver in with compliance. I don't know exactly all the details of it, but we have put a waiver in to see if I can get a 6th year, and yeah, we're waiting to hear back on that.
You feel like your chances are pretty good? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, from what compliance has told me, they say I have a strong case, but as you know, with the NCAA, you just never know.
You mentioned Patrick Mahomes a little earlier, old college teammate. Did you get to see any of the highlights last night of that 54-51 game?
Oh, wow. Well, which one? They were phenomenal, but it was crazy. It really did feel like watching a Texas Tech game. So to see him doing that on the Monday night biggest stage in football in the Super Bowl, it was a great feeling to know that I played with that guy, and I fully expect him to do great things in the future.
When you had surgery, did you know that you were going to be able to come back? Because I think on Twitter you said your season was going to be over.
Right. Yeah. So obviously having 3 knee surgeries, I kind of expected the rehab process to be longer than initially thought. But I mean, these guys have really kind of gathered around me and been great teammates for me. And so I thought, like, if I could produce for the team, it was worth it. It was 100% worth it to go out there and lay it on the line for these guys.